Hello to this evening's show from Togetherness Media. I'm Dr. Foojan Zeine. I'm a psychotherapist and author of Life Reset and the originator of the Awareness Integration Theory. It is a joy to be with all of you. Today, I want to talk to you about the notion of love. The word love, it's one of those words that we use almost everywhere. We kind of like throw it everywhere. And it has a different intensity for each one of us. And we define it in a different way, right? We could say, I love you to someone who really is dear to us and is in our intimate relationship. Or I could say, I love the shoes and I can't live without it. So we could have this type of affection towards something that is an object or a human being or even a concept, right? So I love God. So it's a concept that we have. So what is love? When we look at dictionary, it says it's an intense feeling of affection toward an object or someone or a being. We also talk about loving ourselves. So what is the component of love? Love could be very personal. Obviously, when you love someone, there's a certain chemicals of oxytocin comes into your body. Your brain kind of wave changes, and then you feel joy. You feel connected. You feel like a one. It's as if every part of your body, every cell of your body, is getting excited about the connection that you have with someone. The other side of love is when it's personal, there's also a level of attachment to it. We want to get attached to that being or to the object. We want for them to be ours. We have a sense of ownership to it. If it's taken away, we feel pain. We feel like we're stabbed in our heart. And we really are needing for someone to show us a reciprocal relationship. So if I love you, I hope that you love me. And if you don't love me, then I'm going to be hurt. And it's going to be a lot of pain for me if you don't love me the same way that I love you. There are some love that we assign from one side, which is, for example, the love of a human being toward their God or their mentor, or if you're a fan of someone, or even a love of a mother to a child or a parent to a child, which is supposed to be a one way, for example, of love, where I give all of me, all of my thought process, my emotions, and I assign an amazing human being out there, the best of the best. And I feel enjoyment by that experience of assigning the love to you or someone who's out there. In a concept of a parent to a child, it's as if a notion of a responsibility of someone that is of me, and I'm going to assign that type of love to them. And for all that is great, unless we create a reciprocal relationship, which most of our friendship, most of our relationship, even a parent-child relationship as the child grows up, turns into a reciprocal relationship. So it's no longer a one-way relationship. It becomes a two-way relationship. So if I offer something into this relationship, there are expectations that I have for it to come back. And when it doesn't come back, then I feel hurt. So when we're looking at the love itself, we could say it's a respect. We could say the respect of being you. We could also say that it's an acceptance of being you, of the person who is. And you could even say that to yourself, acceptance of yourself as is. So when you have the highest level of respect, the highest level of acceptance for someone, and you have the level of affection and liking them, who they are, their character, and you want to give, and you want the best for them, no matter what, you want the best for them. That's how we look at love. When we look at intimate relationship, obviously we have the component of having pleasure, feeling good and joy, feeling closeness and safety. And there's a level of attachment that somebody wants to be the special one for someone. And also the intimacy and the sexuality is there. And the component of that attachment and the essence of safety and the essence of sexuality brings in the intimate and romantic relationship and love. Most of the time in this type of love is when we have this fantasy about, if I find the one is going to be with me for the rest of my life. And when there is a disruption to the rest of my life concept of it, then it becomes very painful. We feel betrayed, we feel pain. And if our love goes away and we no longer have that specialness, that we think, then maybe that one just wasn't the one. And it might be another one out there that when I find, it's for a lifetime concept. Well, I think that's a notion that human being created, not necessarily that it's true. But a human being really loves to be holding on to something that gives them pleasure. So of course, if I am with another human being, which I feel joy, I feel respected, I feel seen, I feel heard, I feel we're connected, and we're the one, I want that for the rest of my life. I don't want to give it up, right? So why we create that type of an attachment for a lifetime, it's obvious. Is it real? No. Is it real that if their one is there and we actually fall in love with the one, then it's happily ever after? No, that probably is a myth. That doesn't mean that you cannot find an amazing mate and promise and commit to yourself to love them every day for the rest of your life. And every day as you wake up, you can commit yourself and you can get up and do all the loving acts and feel all the love and share it with the loved one and reciprocally receive that from the other person and have a lifetime of that. Of course, that is possible, but it's not guaranteed. And it's not something that it comes in easily and lazily, let's say, but it takes effort. And it takes effort from you, where every single day you wake up in the morning and you generate that love from inside of you, generating by assigning the beauty to that person and to yourself, and working with whatever it is in order for the betterment of you and that person and moving forward. That is generating love consistently versus expecting it to be there effortlessly and as if it should. I think many people, when they've had a loving family, they also think, well, it came easy. I was born into this beautiful love and it should come easy. It's nice when it comes easy, but not necessarily as you grow up. So we got to become responsible about how to generate and constantly regenerate that type of emotion that is there, and also action. So regardless of what emotion is here, if it doesn't come through in your action, in your loving action, which is for the benefit of everybody out there and you're not going to regenerate love. The good thing is when you do make the effort and when you do consciously create and regenerate that love consistently, the one that is always fulfilled with it, and it's enjoying it. It's you. So generate love, enjoy it, define it as you like. However, if it's going to be between you and another being, they also have to agree with you in that definition, or at least come to terms in some sort of an agreement within the type of the relationship that you have, and the relationship and the parameters of a platonic relationship, a friendship, an intimate relationship, a marriage, a sibling, a friendship, a co-worker, whatever the type of a relationship is. Love can be there in its own format, and it can be something that the two of you define and move forward. There's also this love of that is not unattached, and it's not between you and I, but it's about like a love of humanity, love of animals, love of nature, love of God, love of society, and it's a bigger picture of how do you see and how do you act, how do you make decisions which works for the wellness of the bigger picture which you are a part of, and that is also the kind of an unconditional love where you create an experience and of an existence, you assign greatness to it and you uphold it, you take care of it. Every action that you make is toward that. Unconditional love, it's also a myth. You could have that with no attachment to the bigger concept. But usually when it becomes about two people's relationship, most relationships hold some condition. You can love them as if you accept them. You can want the best for them, and yet choose for the relationship to no longer carry on because it just couldn't fulfill the parameters and the expectations you had. So loving someone means accepting them. So when we talk about unconditional love, maybe it's about unconditional acceptance of the other person as they are, not making them wrong, not making them bad or worst of everything out there, and not holding grudge over them because they don't give me what I want, I'm gonna hate them. No. It's more of they get to be who they are, and I could love them as who they are as a human being out there. But if they won't work with the relationship and with what I want out of this relationship, then maybe this relationship isn't going to work. Doesn't mean I can take my love away. I can give them my love. I can send it. I can act loving toward them, but not have that expectation of that form of a relationship with them. So love generously because it fulfills you with joy. And thank you for listening.
Togetherness Media. Togethernessmedia.com